Hi and welcome. Welcome to this third video in our very basics fundamentals of the practice of going within series. My name is Lorielle Harrison. Thank you so much for joining me within this space. I'm really excited because we've already gotten to 2 videos down into this beginning level practice, or even a refresher or just a brand new perspective for anyone who is interested in the practice of going within, of a normal, ordinary, regular routine practice of self-mastery. So how does one go within? That's what we're covering, the very basic fundamentals before. Think of this like the preliminary before you should even start your going within practice. I feel that, and again, this is my perspective, but I feel that this is super important to understand the basic fundamentals to get you geared up and ready to go. So let's dive into it. Today is going to be all about transforming that inner critic. So in video 2, we discussed what the inner critic is. The inner critic is your internal judger. It's your negative self-talk. It's the voice of your negative self-talk, your negative limiting beliefs. It's usually the one that tells you, wait, don't grow. Wait, don't get out of your comfort zone. Wait, don't do something that could be absolutely extraordinary, because what if we fail? Okay? It's usually the voice of fear. It's usually the voice of previous historical events that happened in your life, or even fears that they may happen. So your inner critic, again, is the internal judgment that we basically created through negative constructs, negative thoughts that we established at any point in our life, but usually started since childhood. And the reason why we know that that inner critic is created is because no one is born with one. I am of the belief that no one is born with an inner critic. Babies are not pissed at themselves. They're not angry. They're not saying, dang it, why didn't you crawl? Why didn't you crawl yet? Dang it, why are you not walking? They don't know they don't know how to judge themselves yet. And that's a very beautiful thing. And I feel that that's why babies are so happy. And that's also why I may say return back to that state of wonder, of excitement that most people have in their childhood. And I understand also that not everyone has a great childhood, and that some people, as far back as they can remember their childhood, was filled with different types of challenges and turmoil. I understand that. I respect everyone's perspective, but I am of the belief that no babies are ever born with an inner critic, which means it was developed somewhere throughout our childhood based off of our experiences in life, and I understand that. Some of us have a louder inner critic, and it tells you, you're not this enough, you're not great, who do you think you are, you can't do this, you shouldn't do that, you're going to fail, blah, 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 blah. And then other ones, it's very quiet. And they are usually more charismatic. They're usually more empowered. They're usually like, I can do anything that I set my mind on. And sometimes those people are having their own narcissism and things like that. But I mean a very healthy level of confidence, of empowerment, of sovereignty. That's what we all want from any type of self-mastery practice. Sovereignty, empowerment, harmony, peace, centering. So what does that have to do with the inner critic and this whole entire discussion on how we're going to transform the inner critic? It has everything to do with it, because we need in the last video we were made aware of the inner critic. We learned how to silence its voice. And if you didn't watch that video, you're gonna want to go back to that video, because if you don't if you're not aware of the inner critic and you don't know how to silence its voice, it's gonna be screaming at you through this video as we're working on transforming it. visualizing ourselves transforming it, repurposing it into another job. If it has a loud voice, it has a loud energy, if it's super expanded, if it's super energized, it's going to be very challenging. I won't say impossible. It's going to be very challenging to kind of, sit it down and tell it, hey, guess what? I've decided I'm going to transform you into something that actually helps me. I'm going to repurpose you into something that is beneficial for my growth. Instead of causing division, you're going to be, creating harmony. You're going to be equalizing. You're going to be helping me expand my energy, expand my power, helping me to transform my not only mindset, but how I carry myself, how I present myself, how I show up, how I connect with myself. When we are doing this practice, if you have not previously learned how to turn down that voice of the inner critic, it's just going to be like you're sitting there trying your best to influence it, but it's probably not going to go as easy as possible because you haven't learned how to silence it first with your intention and your authority, your focused intention. And it's super easy. So if you want to pause this, check that video out. It will be pretty helpful. If not, stick with me. You can still do the practice because I believe in you. You believe in yourself. You're amazing. Let's do it. All right. Getting to understanding how to transform the inner critic. Okay. So if we know, and we do know, that we all have this inner critic that was formed, I believe is formed a little bit in our early childhood era, where we start judging, we start trying to fit into our society, we start being influenced by different teachers, by different members, even outside of our family, our classmates, our community. We learn how to be a human being in this world together. We learn how to co-create, and we learn how to interact. And it's natural that as we are interacting, we are observing and we're trying to learn as we're soaking up all of this information and observing. We're trying to learn how to best function. Well, some people don't even have a very loud voice of an inner critic, and some people do. If your voice of inner critic is like super chill and it barely shows up and it barely does, you barely even notice it's there, fantastic. You still get to transform it because you have created it using your thoughts, your thought forms, and because you have created this internal program within yourself, this internal belief system that shells out all of the judgment. We really have to reprogram it. Because if we don't reprogram it, it's going to still keep spitting out all of this garbage, okay? All of this old program. So think of it like it's a type of technology, okay? If you're a technology person, it's a type of technology. And if you're not into technology, it's okay too. Just think of it as something that needs to be updated regularly. So we're going to focus on visualizing very briefly how we can transform the inner critic. And you don't have to be able to psychically see things to have an intention and to hold a visualization. Just like if I tell you right now, envision that you're biting into the most juiciest fresh summer lemon. You're able to feel that sensation of it. Ooh, that like tart bitterness in your mouth. See, you're able to do a visualization and you didn't even ever have to practice. Everyone's able to have that experience. If you've ever had a lemon in your life, then you know what it's like. Same thing with this practice here. I believe in keeping the practices very simple so that everyone can interact at this level. We don't have to go super sophisticated. So just relax yourself. We're going to hold the intention open your eyes, close your eyes, keep them open, keep them closed, whatever feels right in the space that you're in, because who knows where you're watching this video. You might not be somewhere where you can close your eyes right now. But we are going to hold the focused intention of what? Transforming the inner critic. Okay? We're not going to kick it to the curb. We're not going to cut off that piece of ourselves. We're not going to create further division. We're not going to say, oh, it doesn't exist. Love and light, love and light. Okay. We're not going to spiritually bypass an aspect of ourself, something that we created. Okay. Think of it like, no, it's not really like your child, but in a way, well, for the sake of it, it's like having a whole bunch of children and you never take care of them. Okay. So your inner critic is a construct that you've created as a form of how your mind is able to navigate life and how it's able to function. It's your responsibility in the same way that a child would be your responsibility. The only thing is, this inner critic is you. And because it's you, that's freaking awesome, because you are in charge of it. You are responsible for it. And we're going to turn it from a liability, so something that keeps causing us problems, into an asset, into a positive, into something that is going to be beneficial for us. So again, enough of the rambling. Close your eyes if they're not closed, or leave them open. We're just going to visualize in our mind. Okay, it's just quiet, peaceful. And the most easiest thing for me to do is to visualize that dial again. That dial that we saw from the last video 2, all about silencing the noise of the inner critic. We're envisioning a circular dial right there, smack dead center in your mind's eye. Envisioning a dial, an old school dial, like for turning up the volume. And I do say old school because we all know we all have those buttons now. But yes, old school used to be a circle, and you would be able to turn it on or off depending on how you're turning it, to the right or left, doesn't matter. Whichever way you say is off in your mind. Okay, so you see that dial, and that dial, that black circular dial, or whatever color your dial is, okay, is glowing red. And this dial is going to be symbolic of your inner critic, your inner judgment. Okay, this is not usually positive in any way. It's usually very negative form of self-talk. And it usually hinders you from a lot of things, of growth, of transformations. And it helps you to hold on to a lot of fear instead of a lot of excitement for trying new things, for doing new things, for expanding yourself, for connecting to yourself. So again, you're envisioning that dial, and it's glowing red, and it's symbolizing your inner critic, and you might even hear it talking to you. You know, think of it like your professional trash talker, okay? But it's in the sound of your voice. And we already went over in the last video that it doesn't mean that it's true just because it's loud. So we turned it down. If it's loud right now because you skipped the last video, please turn it down. So go ahead and hold in a vision in your mind that we're going to turn it down. You're going to reach out in your mind's eye and turn that dial all the way off. 3, 2, 1, done. It's off. Okay. Now that it's off, you get to do what you want to do with transforming it into something new. So think of this like its metamorphosis stage, okay? Like how a butterfly, or I will say a caterpillar, has to go into the cocoon phase before it becomes a butterfly. Okay, it has to go through all of these different processes of decomposing almost until it actually transforms into something much greater. So from something that crawled around the ground into something that is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful, flying through the sky. That's what we're going to be doing, but it doesn't have to be a butterfly. You get to decide on what your inner critic is going to be transformed into. I can only help to provide suggestions, but there is no right or no wrong, and one word is not going to fit every single person. The intention is going to be the same, though. It is to transform the current state of your inner critic into something greater, a focused intention that you are going to create for yourself. So, the most easiest thing, the most anti your inner critic, your inner judger, would be transforming it into something that is like your inner hype man or your inner publicist or your cheerleader or your empowerment coach or whatever it is that works for you. We're going to transform it now into that. Just using your mind, using your focused intention, and say, hey, inner critic, I get it. You're here because I put you here. But now, guess what? It's your lucky day. You get a promotion, and your promotion is going to be to this new position. And guess what? You've already accepted it. And this is what you're going to do now. You're going to become this. Fill in the name, fill in the blank of whatever feels right for you, or just tell it what you're going to do, what it's going to do now. Remembering this is not external from you. This is something that is an expression of you, of yourself, that you've created and that you have the power and authority to transform. So now it's going to be, oh, I'm so excited. You're now my inner hype man. Now you're going to gas me up like my all-time favorite best friend does. You're going to gas me up like a cheerleader. You're going to be my empowerment coach. And every single time that I'm going to do something new, you're not going to tell me some negative self-talk. I want to hear, yes, you can do it. Oh my gosh, that sounds exciting. Oh wow, that would be really cool. Whoa, that's going to take a lot, but let's try it out. Or whatever it is, giving the inner critic new life that is able to amplify your own growth, your own transformation process. This is how most of the most successful people operate, is they quiet that damn inner critic and they turn up their confidence. They turn up their empowerment. They turn up their belief in themselves. And you cannot be at war with yourself internally in the way that the inner critic keeps driving you into this meaningless wars. Everyone wants to end all these wars, external wars. Let's end the wars. In the war on yourself. In the damn war on yourself first. If you want the world to be a reflection of what you create, you must create it first. End the war on self. Come into harmony and unity. Be able to understand, I have these different aspects of myself. Got it. Some are good, some are bad, some are lower, higher, whatever. Stop labeling things. They're all you. It's all you. And it's all your responsibility. And that's what self-mastery is all about. That's why people don't want to, some people say they want to start a practice of going within, but then their inner critic gets super loud because they haven't silenced it. They haven't transformed it. If you're tired of keep having to silence it, transform it. Give it a new purpose. Give it a new job. Oh my gosh, I have the power to do that. Oh my gosh, no one told me that. Why did no one tell me that? Why did no one tell me that I can actually create for myself something that is empowering and coaches me? You can create your own internal culture. You don't have to create an AI bot that helps you do this. You have your own technology. Wow. Imagine that. You were designed with your own innate and infinite technology that you just have to be back there. You got to do the codes. You got to work the codes, baby. You just got to be willing and understand that you are in charge here. And that's what self-mastery is all about. If you click this video, you already know you're in charge here. Hi. Hi. I know. Yep. I'm in charge of myself. You're in charge of yourself. That's freaking awesome. That's not scary. That's super exciting because we're able to transform our lower forms, our lower programs. Okay, just like technology, we're able to transform it. We're able to upgrade it. We're able to program it. And you don't have to look for someone else outside you. Oh, give me the next gadget. Give me the next thing. I need the next phone. I need the next da, da, da. That's cool. That's awesome. No shade. Work on your own technology. Work on your own programs. Okay, update your own code, just like in this practice. And I know I went off on a tangent about this because I am super excited about it, but people don't often talk about how the most simplest practices get overlooked. And we want to love and light, kumbaya, love and light. It's great. It's wonderful. I love that. I love that for you. But when you're bypassing, other outdated programs, guess what? When you're not looking at them, they're still there. They're still there, sweetheart. They're still creating chaos. They're still creating internal division. There's still a war. It's like saying, oh, there's a war in another country, so doesn't matter. No. Okay? No. This war is within yourself. It's brewing in the background, and it's your responsibility to now say, hey, guess what? This is a time of peace. Hey, guess what? This is a time of sovereignty. Hey, guess what? This is now the time of harmony. I'm going to actually become my very best version of myself. Because why? Oh, I decided it. I decided it. And that's the power of transforming your inner critic. And you get to give it a name. You get to give it a color. You get to give it a feel. You get to give it a job. If you don't want to name it, then just change the color. Okay, it's not red anymore. It's whatever other color. Okay? If red worked great for you, great. Keep it that. But just change its purpose using your intention. You decide. I'm not going to tell you there's one way. Oh, it must be this. No, this is a you thing. And that's what makes this practice so awesome, so freaking awesome, is that every single person can have a different experience. And I would love if you would share a little bit about yours. What did you name it? What do you call it? What is it? Is it your internal hype man? Is it your cheerleader? Is it your empowerment coach? What did you repurpose? What new title and authority and status does your inner critic have? And whenever you catch it, you have to tell it, oh, wait a minute there. Oh, I heard you dropping into that negative self-talk. No, honey, that's not a part of your job title anymore. Remember, we already transformed you into the such and such position. Okay, now I need you to seek out all of the growth opportunities for me now. Now I need you to be the person that glazes me, that gasses me up, that hypes me up, and it is you. It's not an external source of it. It's not outside of you. It's not something else that you have to create. It's already something that's created. It's just something that you decided, hey, guess what? Right? Looking at it almost like an employee. Hey, guess what? I'm going to have this aspect actually working for me. I'm going to have this program really helping me to improve my life. Please share. What do you call it? Is it a certain color? Is it a certain feeling? What did you change and transform your inner critic into? And let me know how it's working out. Have you caught it? Have you caught yourself in negative self-talk? Have you caught that inner critic trying to creep back in? And you say, hey, wait a minute. It's moments like that that's super cool. It's not disempowering. And if you feel yourself getting back into negative self-talk, okay, I understand. Return back to the video 2. Silence the voice of it before you can give it the promotion. It's like a Karen. You don't want to be trying to deal with a yelling, screaming, angry Karen. So we're going to go ahead and mute the volume first, and then we're going to work behind the scenes and transforming, upgrading that innate internal technology that each of us have. And it doesn't require a smartphone. It doesn't require anything external from us. It's all about going within, being in charge of your own sourcing, your own code, and working from there, that space within yourself. So again, thank you so much for checking out this video. Please leave a comment. I love, love, love your feedback because I am just sharing one intuitive-led perspective. But I hope that it brings you a lot of joy, a lot of excitement, and who knows, helps you to transform your life. All right, until the next video, remember, please leave your feedback. I look forward to it. Until then, be present and be free. Bye for now.